Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your bonus reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Justice card, the Libra energy, the Adjustment card. I feel like you're someone who is trying to evaluate the allocation of resources, right? You're trying to weigh the options. You're trying to see what in your life is going to be a very good investment for you and what maybe hasn't been a very good investment. You know, is it time to pull back in our time and energy and money, our effort, and perhaps give it to something else, right? It may be a feeling here of that there just hasn't been enough return on those investments. And so it may be time for us to reevaluate what we're doing in life. And let's just see, it's every once in a while it's good to kind of to review where we're at and see, do we need to make any changes or just keep going the way we've been going, Let's put this card into a little bit of context, all right? Let's see what is going on in your life. Oh, well, look at that. The Ace of Cups. It feels to me like you are sort of falling in love with something new. And you're sort of asking yourself, do I have the time, the energy, the money, and the effort to do this thing? What do I have to stop doing so I can do this, right? This is going to be wild. Let's keep going here. We've got that Death card. We got that Nine of Pentacles, that Knight of Pentacles, but a Princess of Cups. So it kind of feels like this is a long-term, slow-moving investment, but oof, you're falling in love with something really, really nice that you want, and it's sort of giving you these new feelings where it's just like, I might have to change course. I might have to start something new that really feels that it aligns with your purpose. Okay, this feels like a prophecy to me. I feel like it's going to be a wild ride, okay, because I feel like you're sort of making a transition. I feel like you're, maybe slowly changing course over here to what you really feel is your purpose. That Ace of Cups says everything, right? But in order to do that, in order for you to allocate your time, your energy, your money, your effort to this new thing, you're going to have to rearrange some other things in your life, you see. Aquarius, if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Let's take a look at the rest of our cards. Path of the Serpent. Five of Wands. A Queen of Pentacles now. The World or Universe, and the Princess of Pentacles. A lot of Earth cards, okay? This may really be something that is, it's affecting your physical or financial life, okay? Without these cards here, without any of these, this is a pretty good deal, right? This is kind of saying, look, you're making progress. Let's get rid of that too. The cards we have here, this is a pretty good deal, okay? You have a particular goal in mind. You're looking at your future and you're thinking, okay, I know what I want. I know how to get there. Let's go. You're making progress. You're living that successful life. Things have been right on track. Things have been getting better. Things have been improving. You're hitting your milestones. You're meeting your quota, whatever it is. It may be a slow process, but it's a steady process. This is kind of like, investing in something that is a long-term investment. Okay? And that death card is very slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race, right? And it's something that, well, let's get rid of that card for now, too. And let's get rid of that card now, too. Because this is kind of, this is what we're looking at. We're getting to that future state. It is a universe. It is a world that we're creating. This is what you're looking forward to. But there's a question here of, well, for one, the progress, the results, the return on your investment is not guaranteed. Okay, we don't know the future. And this is the difficulty. The difficulty is we can see what we sort of want to see. We can see what we expect. And we have a good plan to get there. It seems like everything's going well. It seems like this is a slow and steady path, and things are going to be fine. There are no guarantees. Okay. We're still kind of creating this unknown future here. But if we bring back in all of these other cards, right? We have this idea of the Princess of Pentacles investing in something different that is still not guaranteed. I mean, that's not going to change. That's always going to be an obstacle, right? So we still have the Earth energy, but this is just something different now. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which is looking at the past, and I wonder if this is just kind of evaluating our choices in retrospect. In hindsight, are you going to be happy that you sort of stayed the course here, right? Or are you going to regret that perhaps you did not follow your heart, follow your joy, follow your bliss, follow your Ace of Cups, right? Into this new direction. You see, without this is just very professional, very businesslike, very orderly, and we're doing what we need to do. A lot of Earth energy. It's very practical. But here now we're fired up about something brand new. And I think that really what's going on is that you're going to encounter something in your life that's going to give you a deeper sense of joy that really is going to light you up. It really feels like you're falling in love with something. And in order to pursue that, right, and see what it really has to offer and what its potential is, you're going to have to make some other changes and some adjustments. You're going to have to reevaluate your life. This is one of those moments where it's like, okay, I need to rethink things. I need to evaluate what I'm doing here. Because we see this path of water, which again, not guaranteed. We don't know what it's going to turn out to be like, right? We know that it's got potential. The Princess of Pentacles is sort of a lot under the surface here. This could really pay off. It's kind of like your heart is telling you, go dig over here. This is the good, and this is the investment that's going to give you the most satisfaction, that's going to feel the best. Okay? I feel like you're getting a lot of new feelings here, right? A lot of new feelings are welling up and are sort of prompting you to maybe alter your plans a little bit, change the course of your life a little bit. Kind of following the river here instead of following the path, you know. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We'll set it down right here with our little octopus around the 8 of Tentacles. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the end, all right? But it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's look around the room. We have a couple of major arcana energies. We have 1, 2, 3. And it's very slow moving. Both of these are very slow moving cards, right? The death card is slow and steady progress, right? And the universe card is sort of a card that says we're going to have patience. You know, if we want something to really be the best or be successful or be satisfying, or, you know, if we want to reach our goals, we got to do things in the right way, and we've got to be slow and steady. We've got to be patient. Okay, we got to be systematic. We've got to work on slowly expanding our world as we expand our character. And so, we have very good, they're good major arcana energies. They're slow, but they're usually very steady, and I think things are going to work out quite well, right? But we've got this Libra energy, which is us sort of weighing the options, and it's almost really because the adjustment card is trying to be as neutral as possible, unbiased, right? And it's sort of saying, okay, path A, path B. It's slow and steady. Both could be very successful. Both could make you very happy. Both could be very productive or very lucrative or very, very profitable, right? So we're trying to be objective. We're trying to evaluate the things on sort of that practical energy, all this earth energy we have, right? It's a lot. I feel like this is kind of a financial thing for you or something. And maybe it has to do with, your earthly life. But it feels like it's specifically finances, okay? The way things look, kind of like on paper, right? Both paths may be equal. But there is this factor, the Ace of Cups, which is the path with heart, which is the path that gives you more enjoyment perhaps now, that sparks more of these sort of maybe dormant feelings of excitement, of love, of curiosity, right? Of infatuation. Which path really gives you this sense of, I'm resonating with this thing right now, here in the moment, right? We have to be as practical as possible, though, because this alone, this is saying your heart has fallen in love with something, and despite all indications to the contrary, we're going to go pursue this desire. You have a very stable and successful job, but then suddenly you fall in love with playing guitar. You quit your job, you take your guitar, and you go try to tour the world as a rock star. That feels pretty fun. That feels pretty good, but not practical. We need our adjustment card to sort of weigh the options. And I think what it's telling you is that either of these paths, choice A or choice B, both have very similar sort of physical or practical possibilities. Okay, both can lead to a very successful and productive life and money and stability and all these things that we sort of need to sustain our physical human being, right? But the new path, I think, is the path with heart. The new path is the one, again, that arouses these new ideas, these new thoughts and feelings, and these new fantasies, and these new desires and things that we maybe never felt before or have been dormant for a while, right? So we're kind of falling in love with something. These new feelings are starting to happen. Yeah. And I feel like this is the path. This is going to be a wild ride. I feel like you're following the path with heart here. And in some way it's taking you in a new direction. But what we see with our 9 of Pentacles here is that you will you'll find a way to make it work. I think you've always been good at sort of making ends meet, making money. Like, you could do anything and be pretty successful at it, right? You could be a banker, you could be a lawyer, a doctor, you could be a dock worker, you could be you work in a cubicle, you could be on TV, you could be a rock star, you could be whatever you want. And I think you'd find a way to make it work and how to make a living doing it. This is someone who's making a living, right? The 9 of Cups, on the other hand, is someone who's really enjoying living, someone who's really happy, right? So this alone does not happiness make. This is a living that we've made. Okay, good. Following the path with heart, then, that's adding the little je ne sais quoi to the living that we're making. Now we're living and we're enjoying that life. Now we are happy, right? This is something that is going to take you for a wild ride. It's going to make you very happy. In potential. There's no guarantees, right? And so we're taking a bit of a risk, and that's why we've got that Libra energy. The Knight of Pentacles looking at the future and thinking, okay, well, what kind of future do you want? I want to make a living. I want to have money. And I want to have some degree of comfort, right? I want to have stability. I want to have some sort of security for the future. I want to have a home that I like and that, what is the picture of your best life? What does the good life really look like to you? Okay. And I think you're starting to see that the good life is the Nine of Pentacles, but also it needs some water energy. It needs some love. It needs some heart in there. It needs some joy. It needs some passion, some curiosity. It needs some lust, right? I want to feel like we are engaged with life. It needs some joy, some excitement, right? So we're hoping that just as your sort of physical, financial investments, let's say, of time and energy, effort, and money, just as those sort of pay off and you're making a living, you're living a successful life, you want to also live a happy life. So this is something new that we're embarking on. Maybe this is, you've got this whole career thing, but now it's like you're going to start pursuing these extracurricular things, these hobbies, these avocations. Maybe this is you pursuing a love relationship. I'm going to find the one I want to spend my life with, I feel like this is something that, it may not be choice A or choice B necessarily. I feel like this might be something that is augmenting your life now. Something that we can add to it to really develop the flavor, to really bring a depth and a richness to life. All this earth energy. Without this, it's a little dry. A little dry. Now, we've got something kind of new or a different, it may be a different path. It may be a choice B, a path B, maybe an alternate route. But it may just be something that we're adding to life, to the current state of things. It's going to be like icing on the cake, The Death card is, I think, representing this aspect of you where you don't like rapid changes. You like things to be sort of, slow and steady. You don't like surprises, right? You're not one that's prone to impulsive decisions. You weigh the options. You know that if things that are really worthwhile or things that take a lot of time and money, energy, and investment to sort of materialize it. You're not looking for instant gratification. And that's the problem with the water energy, that sometimes we wonder, is this just something that feels good now? Is this just going to be a quick pleasure? Or is this something that means something, that is a lasting joy of life, not just a quick pleasure, you see? So we're looking for long term. We're looking for something that can be lasting, not something fleeting. Okay. And that's the problem with the Princess of Cups, because sometimes we get these feelings and these desires that well up in us, and we don't know if they're coming or going. We don't know how long they'll last. We don't know if this is really the one, or if it's just the right now kind of thing, right? If it's just the current one, or if it is the one. Okay. So the Five of Wands that we have as your general energy. Now, of course, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free, supports the channel. I appreciate that. I really do. The Five of Wands is this as your general energy. It's your ability to sort of choose. It's your ability to direct your attention. And this is not a 10 of Wands. This isn't just saying, I've dropped everything I'm doing, and I'm going to do this, whatever this is, right? That I've forgotten all about life, and this is all I want to do, right? There have been times in my life where let's say I've been in school, right, studying in college and stuff, and that's my life. I'm very focused on it. And then something else comes along that sort of seduces me, tempts me. And then I forget all about school. Like I started playing drums, And then that's all I wanted to do. I forgot all about school, all about my friends, all about my family, all about work. It was just, that's all I wanted to do all day, And that would kind of be like a 10 of Wands, where it's just like, drop everything you're doing and you're going to devote all of your time and energy to this Ace of Cups. That might be a little bit impulsive to do that, you know. That might be a little bit careless, let's say. So the 5, I think, is very good because it's our ability to sort of measure out a certain amount of attention to things. A certain amount of psychic energy, spiritual energy, consciousness. Yeah. And I think that's part of our Libra energy too. Our evaluation of what we're giving our psychic energy to. And we're judging things. And we're just kind of going like this, okay, my normal life, the living that I'm making, how much attention should that get? Well, that should get probably a lot, right? And how much this Ace of Cups thing, how much should this thing get? This is something I really I'm really digging it. How much attention should I give it? Well, maybe not this much, maybe not equal, maybe like, I'll give it some, you know, and I'll see how it goes. Maybe over time, I'll start giving it more, and it'll have more weight to it. You see what I mean? So we're sort of, we're evaluating these desires that we have, these attractions, these things that really are sort of calling to us, pulling us in that direction, right? And so we don't have to completely abandon ourselves and give all of our attention to this new thing, because that's just we're not in control. This is the card of control. Is the card of strife, fighting, right? Wrestling with something. Us, ourselves, controlling ourselves, controlling what we are giving our attention to, and in what proportion. What's the ratio here, you know? And I feel that you're very entrenched in your life already, a lot of earth energies here. So when this new thing comes along, no, you're not someone that's just going to abandon everything and it's just all these things are going to be gone, right? And it's just, and now all of your attention, 10 of wands on this. I forgot what these even are now, right? That's not how you operate. No, you're a little bit slower. The scales of your judgment, I think they tip much slower than in a lot of people. Some people, again, you fall in love with something, boom, scale is just, it's flipped. It's all just automatic, right? But you're more gradual. I'll give it a little bit of attention. And if I like it over time, I'll give it a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, until maybe it's going to become your whole life, right? And I think that's really a smart way to go. That's a very discerning, and that Libra energy, our Justice card, is a very discerning energy. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles here too. Queen of Pentacles is looking at the past, looking at how you handle this situation, right? And perhaps your Queen of Pentacles is looking way, way, way in the past, at that time in your life where you would have thrown away everything to pursue that heart desire. And maybe that's why you're not doing that now, right? Because we remember, well, I did that in the past, maybe you got burned. Maybe it was just, oh gosh, that was a fleeting interest. You know, you're playing guitar for a couple of months and then it's just like, I don't like it anymore. But I already threw away all that other stuff I was doing, you know. It's like a kid who changes hobbies every week. First week you got your drums everywhere, drum sets, sticks, music books, you bought all the stuff, you're doing it, that's your whole life. Next week comes around and you say, I want to be an astronaut. What do you do with all the drum stuff? Throw it away, right? And now your room is all star charts and engineering stuff and rockets and all this kind of, astronomy kind of things, right? And then the next week, maybe it's something different. Well, what do you do with all the astronaut stuff? You throw it away. Well, perhaps we've learned from our past mistakes. We don't do that anymore, right? We could put some of the stuff in storage, right? Or we could just say, you know what, I'll dabble in the astronomy stuff a little bit, see how I like it. If I like it, I'll do it more and more, right? Maybe this is, you have this nice life, you're entrenched in this earth energy, and you say, hey, I kind of want to go do jujitsu or something, you know. I'll take one little class, just a tester. Yeah, I kind of like it. All right, well, maybe I'll sign up. I'll go like once a month or something. Yeah, I like it now. I still like it. And then we give it a little bit more. Maybe now we go once a week. Then maybe we're going twice a week. Then maybe we're going every single day, right? But it's gradual. And that, I think, that's your wisdom in your life, to be able to do that, you see. And in that way, I think that our life really is expanding and growing in this really awesome way, where the universe card, that world card, now is not really the obstacle. This is kind of the intention. I want to expand my life. I want to do as much as I possibly can in life. It doesn't mean I got to throw the drum kit away and bring in the astronomy stuff, then throw away the astronomy stuff and bring in the jujitsu mat, you know. That I can give my attention to different things at different times in my life, more or less. I can adjust things. I can ration things out. You know, I'm in control of my psychic energy and my attention and my consciousness. So you can expand your life infinitely. You can do everything you want to do in life. I mean, you know, to a certain degree, eventually we're gonna get too old to do too many things, but you know, that's not the problem now, right? We're only as old as we sort of feel in the moment. And I think that you have the possibility to really enjoy your life, you know, infinitely. There's so much out there for us, you know. And I think this really shows in a very awesome way, a very sort of literal way, a very blunt, in-your-face way of how it sort of feels to have this inspiration, to catch this enthusiasm for something. Well, we want to give it. Maybe it's like, you know, you want to give it all of your attention, but you know better. You know to start slow, you know, trying to build something up in the right way. It's like a company that you're growing your business. You want it to explode, right? You want it to just grow astronomically overnight. That might not be a good idea, you know. We might not be able to keep up with it, okay? It might involve a lot of changes that then, what if things slow down? Your business is just booming, so you buy this really huge office building, right? Well, what if in a few months things kind of take a little downturn, things sort of dip back down? Now you're stuck with this really big office building, right? And it's kind of like, oh man, bit off more than we could chew in a way. The Princess of Pentacles, I think, is your ability to really recognize the potential in everything. That you're able to examine something and you're able to see, okay, I've got this new feeling about this thing. What is really in there? What is that? Is that just something that may feel good for a day or two and then I'm not gonna want to do it? Really, we ask ourselves, when this gets hard to do, when this becomes difficult and unpleasant, am I still going to want to do it? Right? Because joy and satisfaction and happiness does not mean that everything is pleasant all the time. But just because something is not pleasant doesn't mean you don't want to still do it. Okay? So I think that's kind of how you're adjusting your life and how you're sort of, you are sort of rationing out your attention to different things is you're asking yourself the question, when this becomes unpleasant or difficult or challenging and frustrating, right? Am I still going to be enjoying the fact that I'm doing it? And we're thinking in the moment, when you're down there on the jujitsu mat and someone's got you in the arm bar, are you still going to say, yeah, I enjoy this life? Or are you going to say, nope, nope, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I don't like it. You know? But we have to realize that a deep joy and satisfaction in life does not mean that things are always pleasant. Okay? It may feel pleasant at the moment, and that's why we've got this water energy. But we've got to be able to ask ourselves, what's really underneath everything here? Is this just a puddle of water, or is this a well of water? Yeah. Let's look at our mystery card. I'm expecting more water, obviously, right? 9. I want a 9 of cups here. Happiness to go with our success. If you have a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's see what we have. A Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is one who is in control of those desires. The queen is the water aspect, right? The queens, they're all the watery kind of quality. And then the fire quality on the outside, it's kind of like all of our attention is, it's sort of surrounding what is meaningful to us. Our sense of purpose, our sense of joy, our sense of deep satisfaction. And that's what we're giving our attention to. So this represents a person, a queen of wands. Someone that sort of knows what they want and has the power to control their psychic activity, their thoughts, their feelings, their actions. Has the power, the control to direct their will and their attention to whatever they choose. And this is how you're able to do anything you want in life. This is how the world now is opening up to you. The world is really your oyster here. Whatever you set your mind or your heart and your intention on, whatever you focus your will on, you can materialize. And you have to be confident in your power to do that. It's all about controlling the mind, controlling the psychic energy. It's all about being the magician, right? And this is someone that can do that. This is somebody that knows what they want, really is in touch with themselves, and can then make the appropriate decisions and adjustments, can be discerning in real time, in the moment, to say no thank you or yes please. Yeah. Very good energy. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there is a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Aquarius Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.